Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Heidi Ho. So it is Wednesday. You know what time it is. It's time for a Wednesday Wisdom Nugget. It is May. What day is it? May the 3rd. Okay. Yeah. So my mind is just in and out because April happened. It came and it went. Does anyone else feel like that? This year, April went by like that. It was really quick. It's now May. I can't keep up with the days. I'm like, wow. And then I just realized that Friday is Cinco de Mayo. I don't know if anyone celebrates, but I do. And I'm like, wait, what happened? The year just started. But did you all know that Cinco de Mayo, what we celebrate in America, May the 5th, they don't celebrate that day. That's not their actual Mexican Independence Day. Help me out, someone. I don't know when the actual date is, but May 5th is not the day. It's actually an Americanized holiday. And they stated they don't even do any of that in Mexico. So regardless, Mexico, we celebrate you. We are going to still celebrate you. But the actual Independence Day is not May the 5th. I just wanted to drop that in someone's ear. But anyways, that is besides the point. Let's get into the Wednesday Wisdom Nugget. And it is coming from Proverbs chapter 11, verse 25. And it reads, "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. So the topic that I have in store is each one teach one. So I feel like success is not easy, okay, for anyone. Ask anyone who is successful. I still don't feel like I'm where I need to be. I feel like I've accomplished some goals, but there are still a lot. I'm nowhere near where I want to be when it comes to success. But when it comes to success and being successful, in my opinion, I feel like when you make it to the top, you make it to the absolute biggest accomplishment of your life, something you've dreamed of for years and years and years, and it's actually coming into fruition. I think you should take your hand and grab somebody else and bring them up with you. I think that's what life is about, and that's why I entitled this Each One Teach One. I do feel like in today's generation, everyone has a snobbish attitude, and a lot of people have that kind of an attitude. I'm not going to say everyone, I'm sorry. A lot of people have a snobbish attitude, or, they feel like I got mine, you got to get yours. That's not the mentality to have. I remember back when I was growing up, if, you sat there and you even looked sad, people would provide you wise counsel. People would sit down beside you and they would say, "Hey, what's going on? What's wrong?" Especially in church. They would sit down and say, "Let me pray for you." Even if you had marital problems, there would be a group of friends, family members praying and saying, "Let it go." And we need that. But I feel like in today's world, people are caring more about themselves. They don't care anymore. They're like, "Oh, we all got problems. That's not my issue." And I just feel like in order to attract the type of energy that you want to receive, you also have to be that energy. So if you want people to be there for you in your time of need, you also need to be there for them in their time of need. And that's why it's important, if you know something, help someone else. Especially in the entertainment industry, because I have been working in the entertainment industry for a very short time. There's a lot of just different attitudes, I'll say, and things that happen where people are not as willing to give you information. It's like you make mistakes, you fall, you make mistakes, and they're just like, "Oh, well, they don't help you." I'm determined that once I complete goals, I'm determined to help anyone that really needs help. And when I say that really needs help, I'm talking about people who are consistent, people who are trying, people who have just been knocking on doors and they won't open. I'm willing to help you once I get in that door myself. I think that's what life is about. I don't necessarily agree with, well, they did this to me. I was an intern for such and such, and they did this to me. I had to walk such and such amount of miles. They did that to me, so I'm not going to give it to them easy. I don't think that that's fair to others. You don't, just because you went through a tough time with something or with someone, it does not mean that you have to go back and do the same thing to somebody else. To me, that's somewhat of bullying or hazing. And I don't know. Even with, a lot of the older people versus the younger people, I remember back in the day, if you did something or it wasn't classy as a lady, an older woman would take you by the hand, kind of take you off to the side away from people and say, you should have did this way, or maybe you should have kind of worn your skirt a little bit longer. They talk to you in a way where, it may still have hurt your feelings, but it didn't like penetrate you in a way where it really made you feel like, wow, why are they saying that to me like that? But nowadays, it's like people try to ridicule you. They want to post you online, talk about you in front of people, and it's just like, it's really hurtful. And for me, I remember when I was at church and I had on a spaghetti strap shirt, and I used to work at the media ministry at my church. So I used to volunteer every Sunday. And I remember I was there and I had on a spaghetti strap shirt. And anybody that grows up Baptist, you know that you can't wear that kind of stuff to church. I was hot. So I had on a jacket at first. And then I took my jacket off because anyone who works with cameras, it's something about those cameras. The heat comes on, especially at church. I was sweating. I was like, I'm taking this jacket off. But I didn't think anything of it. I take my jacket off. No more than literally 5 seconds later, I feel a tap. And there's an older woman. And she takes me to the side. She whispers in my ear. And she was just like, baby, you can't wear that in the church. And I was like, well, ma'am, I'm hot. She was like, no, the church is a sacrificial place. This is a sacred place. And it's showing too much skin for you. Please cover up. Please show some respect and cover up. And I did it. I did exactly what she asked. I was mad, I will admit, but then I couldn't be too mad. I kind of let it roll off after a while because I said, you know what? I like the way she came to me and said how she said it. She took me to the side. She whispered in my ear. She didn't ridicule me in front of a group of people. She didn't talk down to me like, oh, you know better, And I think that it's important, even when you're trying to tell people things, whether it be advisement, if you're teaching them something or you're trying to correct them, I think it's important in how you say it. Just be gentle, because think about if it were you, would you want someone to just come out sideways to you and talk to you any kind of way? No, you wouldn't respond to that well. So I think it's all about in how you say it when you are teaching, when you are like trying to correct people. And I'm the type of person when it comes to friendships, I don't want a friend that is just a yes person. I don't want a friend that just tells me what I want to hear. If I'm wrong, I want my friend to be able to take me to the side and tell me and correct me out of love. Because there's nothing worse, in my opinion, than you making mistakes, people knowing that you're making mistakes, and then they're saying, oh yeah, you're cool, girl, and laughing at you behind your back. I think, to me, that's not a friend. So I think each one teach one. Take your hand, take each other by the hand. Let's help each other. Because a lot of people did not have a village. A lot of people grew up and they learned everything from the streets. They learned everything just through trial and error. And I think if you know things, help the next person. Correct them. Tell them what to do. And I know for me, what irks me is class. I don't know how else to say it. So sometimes when you're at a restaurant and you see people and they're chewing and they're talking, you see their food, and I'm just like cringing inside, like, sweetheart, chew your food, swallow, and then speak. So table etiquette is kind of my thing that makes me cringe. And if it's someone and it's something that I'm not feeling, yes, I might take you to the side and kind of whisper in your ear, that's not the fork that you used for your salad. Do you know that you have to chew your food and swallow it before you speak? I mean, I'm just that person. Put the table napkin on your lap, cover up a little bit. I mean, I am that person. So, everyone has their thing, but don't sit around and talk about people. Don't ridicule people. Take their hand to the side, help them, whisper, let them know, just give them the advisement that they need, the life knowledge of what they need to the side, because we all need some type of love. And everyone is not perfect. Nobody on this earth is perfect. Nobody on this earth knows everything. And you have to be able as a person and become mature enough to accept constructive criticism. Again, it's all about how you say things to people. So even if you're the type of person that criticizes people constructively, you need to be able to accept when someone does the same thing to you. And teaching, like I said, I don't, disagree with people who are entrepreneurs and business owners and how they charge people for advisement and classes to learn how to do, their skills. I don't necessarily disagree with that. However, I think that you shouldn't brush off people either, that want help for free. I mean, you can help them. You can always advise people. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't turn your shoulder to people and say, oh no, you got to pay for the class. Some people really can't afford it. Some people really don't know anything and they're really trying, and they may be in a bad season where they just can't afford your classes. So for me, I feel like sometimes the blessing is helping people like that. You don't have to go into detail. You can tell them general knowledge. You can tell them general skills and general things. Everything isn't about money. Everything isn't about you owe me. I feel like sometimes the real true blessing and what God puts in your path is helping other people from the goodness and the kindness of your heart. And God is watching. And sometimes he's testing you to see, are you going to look outside of physical things, monetary things, and actually help this person from the kindness of your heart? And I'm telling you, if you just help people from the kindness of your heart, God will bless you so much more because you're doing it from your heart. And it's character building, and it's also showing your character. And it's showing that none of that matters to you. You just care about that person. So I think just helping people in general is a good thing always, and not doing it for something in return. I don't want anyone helping me and then reminding everyone, oh, I helped you and you owe me. If you're that type of person, I'm good on you. I would rather struggle, okay, than to have you help me. There's nothing worse than that type of person and them reminding you daily that they helped you. Please don't be that type of person either. If you're helping people, you're teaching people, do it from your heart. Do it from a good place. And it's always important. When you achieve things, go back and help your fellow brethren. But help the ones who really need the help. Help the ones who are persistent. Help the ones who are consistent. I'm sorry, I'm not helping anybody who is using me. I'm not helping anyone that I see who is lazy and they're not doing the work. As long as you're doing the work and you're really trying, I'm going to help you. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm not providing for you, but I will assist you and help you in learning how to help yourself. And that's what it's all about. Each one, teach one. Who have you helped? Who have you helped this year? Who have you advised this year? Who have you taught something that you pretty much accomplished? Whose hand have you grabbed and said, hey, come with me. Come with me. I made it here. Let's come up here together. Who have you helped? When is the last time you helped them without getting something in return? Think about it. And if the answer is, I don't know, it's time for you to get started. Be a blessing to others. God bless. Each one, teach one.